So profile in the real world. It's how you look, it's how you present yourself. And we did the story there of turning up in two different lots of clothes. I am going to say we are harder on women than we are on men. It is not right, it is not fair, it is totally ridiculous, but it is what it is. So if you choose not to agree with it, or that's fine, but be aware that we do it. By nature we do it, so we need to own that. It's what you say and what you do. So I gave you the example of, if you turn up to a barbecue, just be really careful what you're saying, be careful about what you post, be careful about your privacy settings, because once it gets out there, it is out there and you don't know who's sharing. And remember, on all social media, they own your data, so they can change your privacy settings anytime, or actually just ignore them. They can just do what they want with them. So just be really careful about what content you put on there. It's your values and what you stand for. So if anybody goes to my LinkedIn profile, you'll see that there's a lot there about the Hunger Project, right? So automatically you're going to get a sense of not only what I've done and where I've worked and what's important to me, but about the Hunger Project. Now out of that, you're going to create another lot of assumptions around me, or judgments, whether they're positive or negative, it doesn't really matter. But it's about putting out there who you are. And the thing is, I put that because the Hunger Project is very important to me. So if you're someone that's not important, or you're anti the Hunger Project for some reason, maybe we're not going to be the best people to be working together in the future. But I put it out there because I want to work with people that know who I am. It's who you associate with. So, they always say that you're judged by the people that you're around, both in the way in the real world, but also in the offline world. So with your connections, don't just connect with anyone, right? You don't have to connect with anyone. It's a professional networking site. Connect with people that you can add value to, and they can add value to you. And I never connect with someone that doesn't romance me a little bit first. You put connect with me and I get the standard line, I just ignore you. I won't mark you as spam, I think that's rude, but I will not acknowledge you at all, right? I want to know who you are before I connect with you, because my network is very, very precious to me, and it's very valuable. So no one's getting in unless they can prove that they've got something to add to me, or I believe I've got something to add to them. And it's where and it's how you turn up. Now, I just want to ask a question. If there was a situation where there was an urgent deadline that had to be met, but at the same time you had an event that you wanted to go to, so it was a luncheon, and you said that you would go a month ago, but then this deadline happened, how many of you would still go to the event? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people would go to the event, and everybody else would stay in the office and finish the deadline. Is that what we're... Yep? 6, okay. So what message do you think that sends to the people that have 7?
Can we change the priority?
No.
Can I come in early and work on the deadline so that I can go to lunch?
Yep, you can do it. All I said is, you had a deadline and you had lunch. How many of you would cancel lunch to do the deadline? 7 people said that they would go to lunch. Everybody else? Oh, sorry. Who's going to lunch and who's staying? Lunch. All right. So there are a few more. 20 people are going to lunch, and the rest of you are fantastic employees, and you're working away, right? What does that say to the people at the lunch? You don't care. You're disorganised. You're a micromanager because you can't delegate to anyone. You're a bad manager because you haven't got any succession planning underneath you. Right? And you don't value the relationship that we have. So you've got to be really careful, because we all think, we've been brought up thinking that's the right thing to do. And I'm going to be a bit sexist here too. Women particularly. Women complain all the time. I'm sitting here working and bloody Bob, he's gone off and he's gone off to lunch. Well, Bob's probably come back from lunch and then worked till 10:30 at night. But no one sees that, right? And who said that Bob's doing the wrong thing? I think Bob's doing the right thing, because he's nurturing his relationships for the future. So it's very, very important to turn up, and when you do turn up, even if you've got that deadline, you be cool about it. I'm coming in, I can only stay till 3:30 because I've got something to do, but it's so important I want to see you and I want to hear this speaker. Then you leave. But you don't rush and go, oh, I'm late, I'm stressed, and I have to rush out soon. Don't do that. Just